All right, we're going. It's working. Yay. Hello. The urge to say my name is Ash and I'm a person in recovery. Welcome to an all-night place meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous. This is actually really kind of weird. I think I've done speaker shares before, but I wasn't, I was like 10 months sober, 11 months sober. And I'm not saying I'm oh so wise, but I'm 3 days away from being 18 months without a fucking drink. Eh, Sorry, I'm really excited. 18 months is a big deal. I really like that number. It's a very good number. And also, like, I didn't really understand how the milestones would feel so different after the first year. I like this one. I'm very excited about my chip. Um, and uh I don't discourage disclaimers in the writer's meet, but I'm doing it right now. Was going to do I was going to do a speaker share a couple times, and because I'm so flexible, I didn't mind moving around when people wanted to take those slots. But as it turns out, every single time I thought I was going to be doing it, I started a different idea, like a different script, and none of them are finished. So this is going to be really fun because it's going to be partly, yeah, we're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be a wild ride, and I'm glad you guys are here with me on it. Also, I am in like a very good space, so I can't promise you tears today. Ew. I mean, my ACE score is a 7. I have lots of trauma. You can go there. But for now, in honor of my upcoming milestone, I'm going to share 18 things I've learned since I got sober, in no particular order of importance. 1. Without alcohol, my jokes are less mean and I offend less people, I think. Number 2, I'm an artist. Having to say person in recovery happened after I realized how many rooms I could do to spend a little time in. I'm an artist. There's a lot of mediums. This one didn't really work out. That's fine, but I'm an artist now, and no, I didn't have to wait for anyone to tell me I was that. This is a stretch. It's okay. Creativity and sobriety, my favorite things to go hand in hand. All right, see. 3, I came in here messy, white knuckle and bloated, and then the room watched me erupt. And then hung out with me and helped me clean up after, and then invited me back the next night to do it again. This can become addictive in its own way for me without self-awareness. 4, escapism is escapism. And it can take you to some wild, potentially not great places. Once you pull alcohol out of there, your brain's more clever than you think and more squirrely. If I go straight to the bakery store or the bakery at the grocery store and pick out something just for myself and then play Tetris while I eat it while sending play-by-play messages to my friends, usually I can mostly stay out of trouble. And so far I can stay sober. I didn't know that cake and Tetris and texting would be how I stayed sober, but I like it. I might have done this sooner. 5. Holy crap. Like the hair, the skin, the eyes. I have terrible eyes. It was quite humbling to find my vision got better a few days after the alcohol came out of my system. It's like, oh, fun. Let's see. Pre-gaming was wildly time consuming. That time should have definitely been spent going to the thing and leaving that much earlier to go home and go to bed with a washed face and a snack in your tum-tum. 6, speaking of bed, passing out and sleep are not the same. Sleep is everything. And it's so much more magical than I ever understood. Sleeping in because it's cozy, not because I'm hungover and I want to literally remove myself from existence. 7, I can fuck up my schedule sober, hanging out in the lot too late a few nights in a row. That's the parking lot. That's the meeting after the meeting. This also applies to my body too, though, because apparently accidents still happen. And when you quit drinking, you're still clumsy and wind up with, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, bruises. Don't know where that came from. Anyway, let's see. I can do hard things. I can have hard conversations. I'm not great at it yet. Practice makes perfect, right? I'm learning all kinds of tools to respectfully explore my feelings by myself and with people I deeply trust. Sorry, I feel like this is all really cheesy. It's like my gratitude. I was trying to I don't know. I'm going to keep going. It's fine. This is untimed. Let's do what I want, right? Yes. Here we go. I like this one. That someone somewhere will relate to that thing about you. That thing that you think is so painfully, shamefully, just you, the worst, unique. Share. Catharsis goes both ways. People need to be heard as much as they need to listen. Vent. Babble. Word vomit. 10. Good enough equals perfect. Perfection is the enemy. Ergo, good enough is the enemy. Just do stuff. Don't plan on half-assing it, but don't wait for both cheeks to get started. 11. Self-destruction is both a form of hope and a form of control. I'm just going to say that one more time because I have to say it to myself like 10 times a day. Self-destruction is both a form of hope and control. Okay. Oh, 12 is really cheesy and gross. Giving my feelings a shared, safe space to be witnessed in their entirety without judgment is a wonderful thing. When one or more of the people participating has a stuffed animal or a pet present, it's even more wonderful thing. Number 13, unexpressed wants and needs can become lies of omission. I'll probably babble on that later. 14, just like pink clouds exist, so do negative fantasies. 5, bards are more fun with poison resistance. If you know, you know. I mean, I'm good, and it's Dungeons and Dragons. Anyway, and that's number 16, embrace the cringe, because there probably isn't anywhere near as much as you thought. 17. I got to come into this room as Ash, non-binary autistic Ash. I got to stim and be weird and do sing-song voices and hold music, and I was welcome here and I was embraced. And believe you me, it wasn't like super easy to find a recovery room where I could have this kind of energy, because I get low, but I'm definitely one of those people who like laughs. No matter how low I am, I'm gonna make a joke and I'm gonna be able to smile about something. So, oh, I tried to run away. Okay, here we go. And the last one, recovery rooms and karaoke songs are like sweaters. Sometimes they look good on everyone. Sometimes it's too big or small. Sometimes it has the word God all over it, and that isn't your jam. And that's 18 things off the top of my head I've learned in the last 18 months. And then now on this one, it just says babble in parentheses. So, one thing I did really want to talk about is how important creativity was to my sobriety. Because a lot of what I got coming into these rooms is not wearing my family trauma on my sleeve. It's not putting that first, that being that first impression. My last share I did here, it felt good. It was cathartic. But when I listened to it again, it was just so raw and resentful. And I don't know, this time I want to like really embrace the things that I have learned and gained. Because again, it's not super easy to come into a meeting when you're like 3 months sober and like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to find a new meeting. Do you guys have smooth skin too? I love dreams. Do you dream now too? And like just like spinning out over exciting things, even though like my life's a dumpster fire. Like, I'm not gonna lie. uh, Anybody who's been to many of those daytime meetings here, you know what's you hear the chaos in my head. Um, I just I'm so grateful for this room and the journey that I've gotten to take since getting sober. I really wanted to be a writer when I was young, and that worked well because I could only write when I was sad, and I was a really depressed kid. Undiagnosed autism, emotionally neglectful family, narcissistic dad. Um, I was the golden child. My brother was the black sheep. Both my parents and my brother had various addictions. I was the mediator. I'm the youngest. There's suicide attempts in my family. My ACE score is a 7. I think I mentioned that, but like, you know, the trauma is there. And man, I used to be like a real mess in my 20s, but that wasn't my rock bottom. And what actually brought me in here was how tired I was of staying up by myself, drinking on Amazon. No good reason, not doing anything but like doodling or journaling or like spending money I didn't have on a credit card. And oh, I should have had it on hand. I've never tried to be like an artist. I mean, I like music and photography, absolutely, but doodling was always just kind of how I kept my hands busy. And when I quit alcohol, I quit social media too. And I had a lot of free time, so I started working on pieces. And man, I love facts and science and stuff. And what is it that like you got to do something 3 times a week to see improvement? And I didn't even notice that, because if I had, I would have dropped the ball a long time ago, because I don't do consistent. That's not my jam. But instead, yeah, I've been going to recovery Tusnua writers meetings and then doing them here almost the whole time I've been in recovery rooms, and it's been beyond cathartic for what me, and then experiencing what happens with other people who are just willing to be vulnerable and like open. I historically am a very open and raw person. um it's refreshing to be around people who can mirror that. um let's see. Okay. So, I mean, for like a second, I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and read poetry to them for the next like 25 minutes. I'm not going to. I might read one though, just because it's like the gritty, icky. That's when I was like, that's like my drunk. That was my step one. I wrote out my step one in a very nerdy poetry type way. Um, I think a lot of what I'm going to be, what I've already spoken about, I want to keep talking about, is just the, oh, I thought of the word right before I came in and I lost it. I feel so like welcome and safe and okay here with like everything. Okay. I'm trying to put these words together really clever, but for example, pretty early in my sobriety, I found out that I was also unmasking, because I just found out in the past few years that I'm autistic. And I found out that I will go through 6 to 12 cans of anything with bubbles. I like bubbles. So I actually quit drinking hard alcohol long before I quit drinking beer, because I couldn't drink it all day and it didn't like have bubbles, and I didn't understand what was going on, but that's it. And then I flashed back and we had Dr. Pepper cans all over our house growing up. We're bubble people. I love bubbles. And it's something to do with my hand. And there was all these things like that. And I'm not good at eating. I mean, I have been at certain points in my life, but my ADHD and autism come with this fun thing called ARFID. I honestly can't remember all the words in it, which is strange for me. But basically, if I don't have safe foods in the house, and a safe food could be safe 1 minute and not the next, then I just won't eat. Or if there's not anything like good enough, like nothing sounds appealing, I'll forget. I just forget sometimes. And that's crazy to me because I spent like a good half of my life daydreaming that I would do this. But um oh man, I knew I was gonna lose track. That's why I tried to do a script. I have gotten my medications worked out and I am so happy about this whole journey of getting a therapist and all this and being in the rooms, but holy smokes. If anybody's seen 50 First Dates, I'm a little bit like 2 Second Tom right now. Just one of them is not great for my staying focused on point stuff. Oh, yeah. So it was really fun in the last year getting to just be autistic, ADHD, non-binary Ash. Like just to be that and just say stuff. Cause like what the like in the beginning, who cares? It'd be really cool if all these people like me, but like who cares? So I'm just gonna do those things. And it took a lot like it's taken a long time to incorporate that like into my real world. But I ooh, son of a bee, it happened again. Pros and cons, you gotta weigh them. Mm, this is terrible. It's not terrible. I babble. Well, I made a rule for myself if I babbled that long, or if I couldn't come up with babble, I would read this garbage for you. It's not garbage. I love that this is being recorded. Hi, podcast. This is not weird or awkward at all. Uh, maybe it won't. Maybe I lost it. This is just like my meetings. You guys should check out Saturday meetings at 11. We do a creative writers meet. It's a lot of improv. Okay, here we go. I found it. So, yeah, I promise this is the only one. I'm not going to make y'all listen to stuff, my writing. Step one, a drink on a good day makes it better. Countless friends, countless drinks, can't feel stupid, can't feel anything. The night goes black, wake up, done up. I was fucked up. Pass out the survey, see what they have to say, A, B, or C. Is anyone mad at me? Make an apology. Why do I smell like pee? It's getting less fun to be me anymore. Let's go out again, or better yet, stay on. Oh my gosh, or better yet, stay in. On one hand, it's cheaper. Now that I have a keeper, we have toxic cut deeper, too deep. Now he's bleeding. I look to the ceiling, overwhelmed by the feeling. Try to absorb tears and snot. Everything's worse than I thought. Stuck in a loop I can't stop. I don't want to be here, be me anymore. Wake up, work up, quietly throw up. Picturing all the ways I could unalive myself today. Back to bed, facing away, begging in silence for him not to stay. That I crossed the line, he won't stay. Wake up, bed up, why should I get up? The heaviest burden, the ugliest person. Of these things I'm certain. Shower, beer, shampoo, and shower, beer, shampoo, soap, hair of the dog helps me cope. At this point, I hope I'll find enough cash for a 30 rack of pats. Clean the house once I'm trashed, take a 5-hour afternoon nap, make dinner, eat now a nightcap or maybe 9. Stay up alone, this is fine. Can't walk on a straight line. Crack each can in a basket of laundry. 1, 2, 3 more till they'll gone I'll be. Closing one eye to see. Inflict self-injury. I just don't fucking want to be alive anymore. So that's some of the fun you can find in the writers' meetings on Saturday, by the way. Just really dark shit delivered with a smile. I am going to cut myself off soon because I don't feel like it's fair to everyone that I normally speak in cursive, but it's exceptionally bad tonight. I don't know if there's new people. I'm just gonna do a couple weird if there's new people in here things or anybody new listening. Uh, be open to the people around you and fellowship. The word fellowship is terrifying and gross. I hate it. But I really like people and the people I've met in these rooms, and they're the reason why I'm still sober. I mean, I get 51% or more credit, but finding people who, like for me, finding people who'd been in long relationships or people who'd been on similar medications or people who liked football, like find your people. Because to me, being sober is all about understanding that you can trust your judgment and that you're likable sober. I'm likable. I'm not really saying you. I'm trying to convince myself. Um, do service. It's so much more than I thought it'd be. I love it so much. It's not, I don't know, just give it a try. I'm biased, but hosting chairing is the most fun position. But I feel like Mary's not going to be happy because we need slides and security people. Yay. Okay, I'm going to leave it here because who knows? I might swing in and help out with another one someday. Who knows? Thank you for being with me. I'm sorry I didn't make you cry. If you want to hear some really sad stories, I can tell you some though. Just find me on WhatsApp. I can totally rip open some of that trauma for you. Thank you. And thank you, Mary, for hosting and making these meetings happen. The speaker meetings, Mary revived them, and I'm so happy about it. All right. Thank you.